So we got to do some work on this Fiat. I don't know how much I can do. It is really warm. It's very hard to do stuff. 1 minute it's raining, can't do out. Next minute it's about 9 million degrees and it's so hot we can't do anything. This little Fiat, we're going to try and do the rear brakes on it, but I've jacked it up and yeah, it's pretty poorly, to be fair, innit, you know, but you know, we've got to do all the brakes on it. You know what I mean, Motor Parts Direct. If you want any bits for yours, I mean, what else can you say? Wheel cylinders, brake shoes, got another brake caliper on its way, cabin filler, and this is all cross. You know, most of this stuff will go on the KA as well. It's the same thing. We've got new drums because completely contaminated. Front discs are down here for this. And there, look, so we've got all them. But we've got to fit the wheel seal into the plate first, because I remember it's quite difficult to get off. We've got a new wheel bearing because that's completely shot. It's all fallen to bits inside. So there we go, new cabin filter. But something else we've got to do. I washed off the engine, which I do anyway, just to see what's going on, but this oil in here, it's not good. I think we've either got a leaky sump or the sump nut's loose, but it's all wet, so we're going to have to set that off and have a look. First thing we're going to have a look at is doing this rear brake. So this is the one that's completely collapsed and fallen to bits, and I don't know about you, but I'm never clean on doing brakes, springs and clips and all that, so I've got the drum off the other side. Let's get one of our wheel cylinders. Like I say, these cars follow the KA, so a lot of stuff you can cross over from a KA. Right, we'll make that brake pipe up at some point in a bit. Right. Cool. So we've got these near side caliper things built up, and it looks a little bit like that. Okay. So this spring, I mean, I hate these. I'm hoping this is right, because it baffles me, this, but it'll only go together one way. So that little spring goes this side, opposite to the other side, and then that goes on there. It can't go the other way because it's not bent that way. And these want to be rubbing the top of there. This is how I've done it. You know, I'm not good at these brake shoes at all, this kind of thing. But the other side, we'll go around there. We'll have a look at that one. But that's what I've come up with. I think it's all right, and we'll try and get these on this hub. It'll just fall apart now. Oh, hang on. Right. There we go. I think we're on. What do you think? So let's have a look at doing this side. This is the drum that came off. I mean, it looks like it's been in a river, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on with this, but I mean, this one ain't leaking us. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just that side, but I'll have a look, sort the shoes out. These don't look right good, do they? No, lovely. These didn't look good, do they? Look at this. So fluid's leaking out of them. So they're short as well. So what we've just done around there, we're we have to do around it. It looks like it's had some sort of shoes on at some point as well, new pins, but I don't think that wheel cylinder will come off there, so dear me. Right, let's disconnect. It does help having the wheel cylinder off. I think, I don't know if you have to take it off or not, but straighten that out before we forget. Oh, there we go. So we can pop that off, can't we? And then take them off. Off, can't we? Like that. No, it won't bend, it just looked like it was. So that's our shoes. So let's leave that there, take these out. So we're doing the same again. Cut it off. I'm messing about here. Let's cut that. And that one. Sort that out. So I'm going to sort this out. As you can see, them nuts are resting on there and I can't get them off. That was never coming off, was it? So we've taken the plate off and I've done exactly the same as the other side. So we've just basically got a bit of a gloss black finish, make it look tidy, and our new undamaged wheel cylinder. So the next thing we're going to do is these shoes. Oh. No. A little bit of a mess about, wasn't it? A little bit of a mess about, but I think if I had a proper spring puller, it looks like a little. Oh, I could use a pick. Could I? I don't like I did the other side where I built it up, then opened it up and popped it on. But it's on. It's on. It didn't go on as smooth as I wanted, but look, we're on. The next thing we need to do now is make some new brake pipes up, shall we? So let's have a go at that, and then we've done the back end, and then we can have a look and see about doing the fronts. So we're going to make some brake pipes up. Now, a lot of people say at MOT advisory, and this is how brake pipes are made. Most people have these tools in a garage. I've had this quite a long time. This is what's happening. You see, it just snailed round and snapped, or we cut it, didn't we? Because it's going to fail anyway, and the wheel cylinder's shot. In fact, I put the wheel cylinder vise and the end blew out. So that really was, and that wasn't the one that was leaking. That's the one off the passenger driver's side. So people cover these in grease. They're starting to rust. They're not worth it. You need to just replace them. Have a go yourself. I'll show you how to make one up, and the ends and things like that. So that bit went into the caliper. Now these are pre-formed in a factory. Look lovely on your car. I don't know how they get those with a little tool that bends them to the right shape, and then they're just clamped on, bolted up, finished. I don't have that luxury. It's all kind of done by eye and just working out what's well. Sometimes a bit longer, as long as they're not rubbing. Garages have been fine with them. You may need to clip them to something. Don't tie wrap them. They don't want to be rubbing. So what we do is we don't make them out of steel anymore. We make them out of copper, and that's why it's malleable and we can bend it to a shape that we want. Right, ends. We've got this ends here. Hydroplasms have a bag ready here, full of them, and we've also got the female part. Now, some cars, they like you to replace the whole lot. Some cars it's impossible, and what you can do is you can butt joint them like that. I don't think it's advisable really, unless there's one in there already from the factory. This can disappear over a fuel tank, it can go anywhere, and it can be an absolute nightmare. So you can get these hand flaring tools and do it actually just as it comes down, because this bit here to the rear brake beam axle will probably be that's rotten, the other bit will probably be alright, but you can use a male and female. Now these are different positions for different ends, so you can see here we've got a different end on there, which I think is position 1 if I remember. We need to do it in that position 2, which is an inner cone, and this is an outer one. Let's have a go at making one. Right, so what do we need to do? You need a flaring tool. Move some stuff out of the way. So you need a flaring tool. Now I've got one of these SP ones. I've had it quite a while. It goes like that. These are all different positions on here, different size pipe for different things. These are the dies. I won't move the box, but these are all different dies. So we've got there like 4.75mm for making other stuff. But what we want is a 3/16 one. That's quarter. So you can get thicker pipe for doing like tractors and stuff like that. A quarter pipe maybe on a car, but we're looking for a 3/16 one, which happens to be that one. Then what we need to do is open up this tool here like this. Right, so what we'll do is we'll slot that in there like that, so that butts up against there. Then we're going to take one of these, like that, slot it over there. Then what we need to do is, don't drop that. What we need to do is put that in line with that. So that's operation 1. So let's go with operation 1. I think that's the one we need. That goes on there like that. That pipe needs to be in line with that there. Yep. Put that across there. Now, if you're not sure about these, don't do them. Go to a garage and get them to do it. Yeah. So do that. Operation 1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to push down, hopefully, and create an end. This is clamped. This is just clamped into my right. We're definitely on the right one there. We're about to find out. Let's put it that way, like that. Just like that. Pull it. Take that off there. And there we go. And that goes in there. The other position for that is the inner flare. So it's like a trumpet, end of a trumpet. And that's what goes in that there. And that would go in there. So that would meet, that is the opposite to that. You know what I mean, don't you? So you'd screw that into there like that, look. And its other end would meet that. Right, so that's as quick as it is to do. When I first started making, I was doing position 1, then position 2, and making all kinds of weird shapes. So that's not how it works. Years ago. Right, so let's try and fabricate this. It won't look like this at all, but let's just have a little go with this. So that bit there was the wheel, and if you notice, I've put this on first because it was quite tight to that. There's no way it's going to look like this. Right, so we'll go to there, bend it there, like that. Let's get something like it. We can bend this, you see, actually, when it's on the car. There, down there. up there. We've got a bend there. That way. Up. Like that. We've got a bend up. Like that. We're getting there, aren't we? Look. That's going to look like that. Up to there. To there. Then we'll go like that. Somewhere there. If you make it too short, you've had it. If you know what I mean. So we'll go there, look. Like that. So we're trying to copy that a little bit there. Then what we'll do is we're going to cut that off about there. We're just going to allow a little bit more into the back of that wheel cylinder. So I've cut that. But then what I do is right, then we need another one on. We do the same again. That on there. I've made these it past, I forgot to put ends in. No sorts. Right. Make sure it's tight. Make another one. And the reason, oh, wrong. I'm not doing that, do I? And why I did that is because if I bent it, I won't be able to get it in that jig there. So you've already got to allow about an inch or so to get that in. And then we just need to bend that round, don't we? So it was like that. And then we'll just find out where it was slightly bent, which was there. So we're going to be past that. Right, so let's, I think somewhere about there, I think. What do you think? Does that look right? Does that look right? No idea. So this is off the driver's side. So let's go fit this. And not as hot as it was. Right. Let's try and just pop that plastic cap off there. Off there like that. Now we know it's not going to completely fit, but let's just try. So what we can do is we can bend it to fit, if you know what I mean. So let's just put that in there. I need to move the camera back while I do this, alright? So we are a little bit out, aren't we? Right, so we can bend that round. Right, so we've got that tight there. Let's just knit this up. you do have to crush this a little, well, crush it, but you have to just tighten it up, because the copper thing is making it, the end we made has to seat itself up against the caliper, up against the wheel cylinders and in that flexi pipe that's down there. But what we're going to do, as you can see, it's a little bit skew with this, but we're not too short, which is the problem. We're not short, so that's good. So we've got a clip there, so we can come out of there. We've got a factory one on that swing arm there, haven't we, so we can get onto that like that. So it's a little bit out there, so we need to bend that down there. Like that, away from that swing arm. Once it's not rubbing, doesn't matter. And then tell you what, I don't think that's too bad, that. I think we did alright there. This one was floating anyway. What do you think to that? There we go, look. Once it's not rubbing anywhere. That one was, think about them there. There's my flexi hose there. With me all clipped to a piece of cardboard around it, stop it crushing the flexi pipe. But that's how you do it. I need to repeat the process on the passenger side, and then we should have no more leaks, and we should have some brakes that work this time. Right, so we've done the rear brakes, we've done the brake pipes. I got the other side brake pipe done on the rear. It's far too warm to be doing this, I tell you, it's awful. It's really warm. Thought I'd do it in an evening, but it's still 20 degrees, isn't it? So we need to crack on and try and get this back on its wheels really. We need to do some service underneath, because it's leaking oil as well from underneath, and there's some nut or something's got oil in it, I don't know. But we need to do the brakes first, and then we'll move on to the engine. So yeah, these calipers aren't very good, to be honest, and the slider pin had failed. I couldn't get the slider out, the Allen key had rusted out, it was just useless. So we've got a new caliper. Got a new caliper, and these are exchange. You'll know that by now. So I've still got my original one on. Some places want your caliper back as an exchange, but we don't do that with the FIA stuff, it's all new. So there, look, we've got our new slider. It was that was completely corroded out, but they're going to look nice out there when we get it built up in a minute or two. Yeah, so let's have a go. Let's get the discs out. Nice new shiny ones. So we'll have them on in a minute. Right, let's see what we can do with this. First job is, let's get the disc on. Have to be careful, because my camera said the other day it was too warm. It won't let me do any more filming. There we go. Better than that last load of rubbish that we took off, innit? Like it being in a swamp. I'm going to go in there like that. Right. Now, the biggest problem is cracking this old caliper off this fitting. That seems a bit tight, but we're gonna go with that. So if it's gonna work or not, but I might just have to hit it. See if we can just crack it off. This doesn't often work, you've got to do it on the car, but this being a little car, I'm hoping we can just crack it like that. Right, we need to put our squeezers on. it should in theory go back at the same place, shouldn't it, because it's gone at the same amount. So we've got that on there for a minute, but we need that little metal thing out of there. Let's just pop that out. There we go. So does this work like this? Can you see how the pipe runs across? So you must have to lift it right up to make it work. This little pin was completely rusted up. So and there's a little pin to go in there, which I will sort in a minute. Brill. So that's this side done, and what we have to do now is go around the other side, do the exact same thing but with the brake wire sensor, bleed it all up, move on to the engine. Let's get round the other side and get that one done, shall we? Right, let's get this caliper built up all the best we can. So that's that caliper installed, other side's done. I think we were good to go on another few thousand miles with them, eh? Right. Yeah, I've taken the back end out of this one as well. So, it seems to be regular occurrence on my driveway. It's not well. The brake pipes, you know, we did the brake, I should have done them off car, shouldn't I really? But I didn't realise really how bad things were with this rear arm sort of thing. It does say slight surface rust on MOT, but there's no point. I might as well try and do it right for them, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip these off. See what I mean about that? How close it is to there. How you know, you do it with a spanner, and it's difficult to do, isn't it? Look how tight that one is to there. So we're going to gun these bolts off. We're going to knock these off. We're going to leave these connected. There's nothing wrong with my brake pipes. I could straighten them up even better now if I wanted, and make them nice and straight, but they're alright. I mean, the MOT paste will be alright with that. So we'll take them off. I've had to chop these flexes here because the brake pipes underneath are completely stuck, so I've had to snip them off there. I couldn't film under the car because I just can't get the camera on it high enough, and I'm climbing around. So sorry I couldn't do that, but it would just be silly really. I can't do it at the minute till I get a ramp sorted out or a lift. Yeah, so it goes through there. We need to get all little new flex and new clips. These little they look like some sort of press bit on there, so we might be all right with that. But we need some more of these little clips for both sides of here. It's all just rusted up. Whether I find another one of these that's out of a newer vehicle might be an option. I'll have a look, but I'm going to break these hubs off, and these will be all right. I'm sure these bits will be fine. So let's get these off if we can get them off, and then we can save them and then get this thing split off. That'd be alright, look like that. Right. So that's another headache done. So what I'll do is I'll get this stripped down and see what we do with it, shall we? Right, so we've had this rear beam in my electrolysis tank now. It looks quite browny rusty, that. So we're going to get it out and we're going to see if we've got it cleaner than it looked. So I'm going to have to put this camera down and we'll be back in a minute when I've got it out. So here we go, just flaking off, look. So I'm going to spend a bit of time just doing what I did last time and clean it all up, get all this rusty stuff off here, and then we'll do this, and hopefully we can have something that looks in really good condition and we can put all our new parts to it, doesn't it? We need to weld some brackets on there, don't we? So I think that's resulted pretty well. Right, I'll clean this off and then we'll get it ready for some sealant. Alright, so we'll give this rear beam a coat of paint or some sort of protection. I'll show you what it looks like. It's come out of its thing. I think you've seen it, but I think we've come up alright there. So this is where I do a bit of my spraying in here and just general stuff. It's just a polytunnel. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's the best I've got for what I do. But I think, yeah, I think it's come up alright. I've made some I don't know if they're going to be right, but I've had to just quickly make some of these to hang the handbrake cable on. I don't know if they're straight or the what, but I'm sure they'll be alright just to carry it, stop them trailing on the floor. So let's give it a coat of stuff. And traditionally I'd use black, but today we're going to do it white. So we're going to paint it white. Car's white, this is white. And why we're doing it white? Because I ain't got no black and I've run out of it. And I ordered this thinking it was black and I've had it for donkeys a long time. So we're doing it white. I think it'll look alright white underneath, don't you? I think it'll look quite smart. And we'll definitely tell somebody's done something with it. Well, when we take it for MOT, it'll look kind of funky, hopefully, with all new bits. Right, let me paint this so I don't want to get stuff on my camera. And I'll come and show you what it looks like when it's finished, because this stuff, once it gets on something, it won't come off. Alright, so we'll be back in a minute, finished. So there we go. We've given it a lick of this white sealant and protection. Hopefully it'll be alright. So it's normally the cups in it that take quite a bit of stick for rain and rust and stuff, but I think this one, we probably just caught this in time. I don't think it'll last quite a few more years. Hopefully it should do well. We've done this. I'm not sure about these, but they're only to carry handbrake cable. I've put them a little bit of an angle, so hopefully as it comes round there under the subframe, run it like that. So we'll see. We'll maybe bend them on there as well if we have to. Yeah, so these are the brackets then, what goes to the chassis. So next thing we to do is try look at putting this back together and getting it on the car, and that we will do in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this and other bits we've done on the car, and let's hope next time we'll get it up and running and finally see a finished car. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.